हाम्रो बेल खोइ हाम्रो बेल खोइ एमो हल्छ खोइ
बेल सेल केही छैन
कति पैसा लाग्छ बाइक याद आयो
को कहाँ छ
कति पैसा हेलमेट लगाएको बाइक याद आयो
बेल पाएको छ दामी
Okay, right guys, need everyone's attention now please. Okay guys, what I'm going to do, if you need anything throughout the day, don't hesitate, come find me. I'll do my best to sort out whatever you need. We're going to go through your safety brief now. The brief is going to come in 2 parts. The first part's a 3-minute CD. The second part is me going over all your equipment, giving you the nice to knows, need to knows. Now throughout this though guys, we see people chatting, loading up ammo, cleaning goggles. All that happens to you, whoever you're chatting with, get pulled to one side. Once this brief is finished and everyone's out playing paintball, you'll be having your own separate safety brief. So what we need now is ears open. We're going to get the CD underway.
Could I have your attention please? I would like to cover some very important safety rules in order to make your paintball experience both enjoyable and injury-free. You have all been issued with a paintball safety mask for one simple reason. Paintballs travel at over 100 miles per hour. If one hits you in the eye, it will blind you. You are currently standing in the safe zone. You must keep your goggles on at all times, other than when you are in the safe zone. If your goggles steam up, do not lift them up and look around. If you take your mask off or lift it up outside the safe zone for any reason whatsoever, if for any reason today your goggles should accidentally fall off whilst you're in play, then you must clap both hands over your eyes and drop face down to the ground and call for a marshal. For the head. If you are accidentally shot in the head, play on. Any shots on your gun or hopper do not count. It must hit you. Once you have been eliminated from the game, stick your hand in the air and shout, "Hit!" Keep your arm in the air and get off the field of play as quickly as possible into the designated dead zone. The games start with a countdown. 3, 2, 1, game on. And we'll finish with game over. When you hear the game over call, then please stop firing immediately. All other rules and objectives will be explained by the marshals out on the field. If for any reason you should be injured or if you are ill, then please see a marshal or come to the first aid station located in the shop. You can purchase additional supplies from the shop at any time when you are back in the safe zone. We have items for sale, such as armoured gloves to protect your hands and smoke and paint grenades to liven up the game. Pyros are not for sale or use for under 18s. If you want something to eat, snacks and crisps are available from the shop. I will now hand you over to Delta Force personnel. Many thanks for listening and choosing Delta Force Paintball.
Alright guys, the single most important thing you need to take away from that, once the guys in the middle there pay attention and stop talking, is what happens, we call you to the goggle check area, which is my left hand side of the stage, you're right. Over there, a marshal will check every single set of goggles to make sure they're on your head properly. From that point on, you cannot lift, remove, play about with your goggles for any reason whatsoever till you enter back into this space cam via the doorway on my right to your left, and you can see the bright yellow scoreboard. If you do lift your goggles off for any reason whatsoever, unfortunately your armband tape is removed and that is you sitting out for the rest of the day. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
If you have any problems with your goggles, all you need to do is put your hand in the air, call for the marshal, they will deal with the problem for you. Right, when you go through the goggle check, you go into our gun zone where you're going to see lots of these. The Tippmann 98 semi-automatic paintball gun. Semi-automatic meaning if you pull the trigger once, fires once, pull it 2 or 3 times, fires 2 or 3 times. There's no burst mode, no fully automatic. Every time you want it to fire, you need to pull and release the trigger. Collect your gun from the marshal, have a few shots down our test range, then every gun needs to be held like this by the front handle, and it stays in this state. Walk into the games, listening to the game rules. The only time you bring it up into the ready position is when you hear the marshal saying 3, 2, 1, game on. Feel free to play your games. As soon as you have been shot or hear game over, straight back by that front handle until you either start your second round or you are passing the gun back to the marshal in the gun zone. If we see players walking to and from games with their guns by the trigger, again this can result in you not playing. Right, we've got 2 grenades available for sale and used to over 18s only today. The first one up is our smoke grenade. This one chucks out a thick coloured smoke for approximately 2 minutes. To operate it, you twist the cap from the top. On the top of that cap is your striking surface, underneath the cap is your fuse. You strike one across the other, burns with a little bit of grey smoke, followed by the colour. The next one up is our paint grenade, operates in exactly the same way. You've got the cap on the top which you twist off. On the top of that cap is your striking surface, fuse underneath. Strike one across the other. 3 seconds later it goes bang. Make sure you get rid of it within the 3 seconds, otherwise you take yourself out very quickly with that grenade. Now if you have a grenade land next to you today at any point, don't try and kick them back and don't dive on them to save your mates. You look silly, doesn't work, so none of that out there please. Following on from that one, if you have any injuries on the field today, any minor bumps, cuts, anything like that, if you can play on with them, please do. When you get back to base camp, the first aid station is at the shop. If you need medical attention on the field, bring it straight to the marshal's attention. Right guys, the way the day is going to run today, you're going to be playing a total of 6 fields. Each field you go to, you play 2 games on. We call you to the goggle check by the colour of your armband tape. On the first call, you have 2 minutes to make your way there. On the third call, that's when the marshals leave and takes the players out that have got there within that 2-minute time frame. If you miss the call, unfortunately you miss your game. So you head to the field, you play 2 games on every field you go to, and once them 2 games are over, you come back to base camp for a 5 to 10 minute break. Now in that time, as long as you've loaded up with ammo, as long as your goggles are clean, there is no reason that you'll miss out on any games today. You're going to do 4 fields in the morning. We break for a half-an-hour lunch break at approximately 1 o'clock, then 2 more fields in the afternoon. Right, we're going to quickly recap now on our safety rules. Your goggles must remain on your head at all times, other than when you're in the base camp or the car park area. If you take your goggles off for any reason whatsoever, once you pass the chain at the goggle check, that is the end of your day. There is no second chance with that rule. The next one is carrying your gun by the front handle at all times, other than when you're in a live game. Keep to them things all day long for me, you're going to have a fantastic day. If you break them, it will be an early day. Right, what we're going to do now, we're going to give you a couple of minutes to finish sorting yourselves out. Red and blue team, you're out first. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your day.
Cheers. ल हाम्रो त्यो लकर लिनुपर्छ है लकर